Just a couple of things though to remember about the meter is that if you ever drop it, then you have to recalibrate everything. That's what I've been telling the staff because it says right in the book. You just got to verify that the meter wasn't damaged when it was dropped.
Ooh, look at that. It's starting to mess up again.
It will float, so if it's dropped in water, as opposed to a Phoenix meter where it used to get soaked and then they were completely damaged,
Right.
it'll actually float in water. There's a video on YouTube where a guy just throws it in the water, it just floats around in there. On opening, like the stuff that they see, when they go into TMS, it'll say, did it display low battery or not? It just says low bat.
You're talking about what they're going to see in TMS.
Yeah, it'll just say LOBATT if it has the battery's low in it, and then they just check yes, the battery's okay. You know, and then when they do their calibration, it'll say was ORP sensor calibration completed,
Sensor.
and then they either say there's three things. It either says it failed, no calibration was needed. In other words, all the items were in range, or it says they had to calibrate it. And it's either a yes, 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 three things, but they just say something a little bit different. And then at the end of the day, and I also would have been telling them, is if they, let's say you got to get a sample off a machine checking your conductivity. You got to use your cup, get your sample at the machine, bring it to the meter because this meter is considered dirty. You can't bring it into the machine area. They will. Some of them still don't understand that, so you got to tell them that. And then basically on their inspection, it says in there, it just says visually look into the sensor area, see if there's any crustation buildup or anything in there. And also this side where that sensor is, pop that off. You dump the pH solution out. If there is a little bit of crustation, book just says use some clean water. I've just been telling them to use RO water and flush out a couple times and then just re-look at it. If for some reason there's still buildup in there, the book says you can use 70% alcohol.
But you make sure you tell them
Yeah.
to not use the 99%
Yeah.
bug alcohol.
That's what I've been telling. Don't use 99%, just the 70%, which we have on hand. And do not rub anything inside the sensor area like a Q-tip or a rag. You're not supposed to rub against that. And then I have been putting a sticker on here just to remind them that when they put this pH solution in after they've used it, if it's more than 30 minutes, I mean, you know, they check dialysate fluid on a few machines and then they're done and it's going to sit somewhere. Well, they need to put the pH solution in there after they've used it for that particular. They might use it 3 or 4 times during the day intermittently, and then making sure at the end of the day that the solution, pH solution, this is in there filled to the top and then the cap is on. Pretty much it as far as a few introductory things. So basically, if you read the book, it says that you should start with the 7 pH as far as the pHs are concerned. But what there on page 18, there's the range area. It talks about the 14 conductivity. It shows the range. We don't use 7,000 TDS solution.
Nope.
We're not using that, but it is listed there. And then we use the 3,000, the range is there. So basically what I did is with my bottles, not all the bottles have this little flip top thing on it. To make it a little bit easier, I hope it's okay, I took all the old flip tops from the other TDS solutions and put them on all the bottles. So like your 3,000 TDS is here, so I just put a 1, this is what you're going to start with, number 1. And then on the 7 pH, because it says to start with the 7, and then go 4, and then go 10.
Yep.
I put a 2, and then it's got one of these on there, just so it's
Start with
it's
7,
easier.
then 4 and 10.
Yep.
You have to do them together.
And then you can do 14 and 50 at the end. I don't know if it's critical to do one before the other, 14, 50. I don't really see
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I don't think it's, it doesn't.
Because
really-
in this presentation, they started with the TDS solutions.
Mhm. The only thing I read is that to get they call a 0 point, you
Mhm.
should start with the 7 pH first.
7 pH is the
Um,
base.
So basically, what you're doing, you start with your 3000, flip the cover off, you're next to a drain. I don't know how we're going to set this up. It's going to be messy, and they're going to use a lot of solution. So you're filling both of these reservoirs up 3 times, rinsing them out, and then that 4th time that the solution's in both sides, you're going to hit TDS.
Mhm.
You look and see where you fall. It should be between 3030 and
Yep.
2970. Well, if it's
Wait,
not
what did you just say now?
the range, so
No,
like
go
if you,
back to the sides. How many sides are you filling with that?
what's
With
that?
With the
pH?
3000? Oh,
You're
with the
filling
pH.
both sides,
Okay.
Both sides.
rinsing them out 3 times.
Okay, yeah.
And then the 4th fill, then you hit TDS, see what it reads. And if it's in range, they don't have to calibrate it.
Mhm.
Because these people are new, they don't know how to calibrate. So just show them how to do it anyhow, even if it is range. Or, yeah. So all you're going to do is, whatever number you got there for TDS, and you want to calibrate it, you're going to hit this 1 time, cal. And then whichever direction you got to go, you go up or down. And then just look and make sure it's right in 3000. Then you hit cal again. When you hit cal again, sometimes the number will change just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's within range, then you're fine.
Yeah, you have a huge range
Yeah.
actually. So.
Then you're gonna dump that solution out
It's not huge, that's only 1%. Oh,
for a 3000, and then
Yep.
you go to the 7, and you flush out the 3000. Now I don't know if we should rinse out with water before each individual solution. I don't really think
It
it's
doesn't
necessary.
say, it doesn't say
Doesn't
you
say.
have.
I don't think it says that. So you just put your 7 in there, flush it out 3
You're
times,
rinsing it 3 times anyways with the same
Yep.
solution. So.
and then the 4th time you fill. So you got pH, you can hit the pH button, and if it's off, then you can hit cal, and then you adjust to 7,
Mhm.
and then you hit cal. Now on these solutions, the pH, as soon as you hit cal, what's going to happen is you're going to see this flashing that says ACD
Mhm.
and
That's
BAS.
right, BAS.
That's where you don't want to hit too many buttons that you're not supposed to, because it'll actually throw you off and you have to start over again. So if you're on the 7 and you calibrated it, it's going to say ACD BAS. Now if you throw your 7 out and then you go with your 4 and you flush that out 4 times, and that 4 is sitting in there, all of a sudden the ACD is just going to be a solid number.
Mhm.
Or sorry, letters. The letters are
Letters.
just going to stay ACD, and then it'll be like 3.84 or something like that.
All right, I'm sorry. What does ACD stand for?
Acid.
It's acidic.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay.
Don't hit calibrate, because it'll kick you out and you'll have to start all over again.
Mhm.
So as soon as you see the solid ACD with the 4 solution in there, then you can go up or down. So go adjust it to 4.
calibration on
No, not once you're past the
Calibration
7. Because if you do, it'll kick you out, and then you gotta go hit buttons again to
I like
get
when
back
you
to where
do
you wanted to go.
pH.
So,
I like
so
when-
you calibrate your 4,
yeah.
and then you hit. I believe if you hit cal, it takes the 4, and then it goes, and then it says BAS. You dump your 4 out.
Uh-huh.
It has a BAS solid. It'll just say
We need to do a
BAS
pH.
base, which is 10.
10.
So then you put your 10 in there, flush that 3
Yeah.
times, hold it in the 4th time, and it'll just say BAS solid. It'll be close to 10. Adjust.
There you go.
Don't hit cal.
ACD
but
and
just go-
BAS.
Just go up and down. And then once it's at 10, then you're going to hit cal for it to take it. So
Mhm.
that's the only thing is between that 7 and the 4 and the
Yeah.
10, it's a little bit different.
Because once it goes down, goes below 7, it will show
Yeah.
acid.
Because it actually, once you put
Decreases,
that solution in it,
shows
it senses what it is, and it shows you what it is.
One thing that is important, like John was saying, once you start the 7, you gotta go. 7, 4,
Yeah.
because if you don't, it will shut off.
Yep.
The meter
Yeah,
will
you gotta
shut
go
off
kind of quickly,
in the
because
middle of
it'll
it. So you can't be like, oh, 7, walk away for a second, and then come back and, no. You gotta just go. And I mean, it's quick. You just gotta dump and go, because it'll shut off like
Right.
that. It
So-
shuts off really fast, I don't know
Yeah,
why.
once you're done with your pH solutions, then you can go to your conductivity 14 and 50, and you're doing the same thing. You're filling both these cells, triple rinse out. You hold the solution in there, and then this particular thing, if it's 14, you're going to hit conductivity. If it's 14, if it's off, then you just make your adjustment. You hit cal, and then if you got to go up or down, and then you hit cal again to take it. 14. Do the same thing with 50. You know, fill in it 3 times, dump it out. 4th time, you're holding it. Hit conductivity. If it's off, you're going to hit cal, and then you're going to go up or down, and then the range is what, 49 to 51.
Yep. There you go.
So, but as far as our books, which we have, the range information is on page 18, and then wherever the staff are at, if these are on the floor, and you have, when you're done the calibration and you're done at the end of the day, and you need to rinse it out with water, we'll probably still have like a jug of RO water where you have your date and your time that you collected it, and probably something like this with one of these caps that you can flip up and rinse it out with. Rinse it out with water, and then finally you're gonna, in between usage, you know, if it's 30 minutes or greater, they need to fill this, because that's why you're gonna put the sticker on there, to remind them that if they don't fill this sensor cell here with this pH solution, it can damage,
It can damage
the
the
sensor, and the meter can be no good, and then it needs repair.
And that
In
FAC,
an hour.
that FAC display will start showing up here on the
I could
screen.
see them never doing that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, Port
It's
Huron,
gonna
I mean,
happen.
so I'm talking to the people at Port Huron pretty good. I think they'll
Yeah.
do okay with it. Sandusky has had their meters for a couple of months, and I've been kind of watching.
You've been
them.
using them for a couple of months?
Yeah, Sandusky has, and they seem to be.
So
I haven't
no
seen any
needle carrier
caps off or
Nope.
Yep. No more
anything
new-
empty. So
No more expensive
No.
parts to replace too.
No one-
That's
Yeah.
a good thing there.
that's what it's like. You know, now we don't have to call. It's going to replace the TDS meter and replace the Phoenix meter. When we have to have all these extra parts we're always calling about because somebody broke this or broke that.
The flashing that stable.
I really like
Just
it.
remind me if you
Well,
will
then you
start,
get cal.
before you start using it,
Once it's,
we have to,
Yeah. You'll
we
see
have
it
to
come out.
retire the
You'll give
Phoenix
it-
meters
just
and the
bam,
TDS
comes
meter
out, and then you get cal.
and
Can I see
put
that,
that
Chad?
Do
in
you,
service.
do you want one per clinic and then us keep a backup, or do we want 2 of them on the
That's
floor?
part-
Actually, I
Flash
ordered
and
one